Thank you for joining us for Made in Texas, a series where we talk to Texas filmmakers about working in Texas and their Texas connection. Today I'm with the filmmakers behind How We Found Our Sound, a short documentary about Asleep at the Wheel. Cody and Vicky, can y'all first start off by telling me about how y'all got involved with this project?
It started off just kind of gathering, all the pieces together and then sort of like zooming out and looking at what we had and then trying to figure out, what themes did we want to focus on? What story did we want to tell? A band that's been around for 50 years has, endless stories and endless characters that go through. And so I think we really just tried to like focus in on, okay, let's just have this from Ray. He's, one of the founding members, and he's the person that's the through line through this whole band's history.
Yeah, so I got involved about a year into it when they had already gotten started with the interviews and collecting some of the archival stuff. So I was able to come into it with some fresh eyes and dig into the project and take it to the finish.
So there's a number of Texas locations and venues represented in the documentary. Can you talk a little bit about those?
So we see a range of footage from we're at the Armadillo World Headquarters. We are in Terra Lingua during the what they call the lost footage from the Terra Lingua concert. Kind of all around Austin and Fort Worth as well. There's just a good amount of footage from different shows from ACL. That was a good amount of the performances that we see.
Can you tell me how Texas might have been reflected on some of the art choices you made?
We wanted to focus on when they started. So we really pulled inspiration from that 1970s Texas look. So flyers from places like the Armadillo World Headquarters were things we studied. And we really wanted to bring in kind of, I think, an unexpected art twist that we found was the kind of like hippie approach to the Western look. And that's why you see a lot of rainbows and just kind of this unexpected psychedelic touch to it that we found while we were digging into this era. So there was a mixture of, like scanner art, kind of that stop motion style, the like quick transitions in between the like film photos. We really wanted to try to make sure all the effects that we did felt appropriate to the era. It was an effect that could have been done then.
Well, it looked beautiful and the pacing was awesome. How did you go about, I guess, just finding the right flow for the project?
Yeah, I mean, I think it kind of came down to just a whittling down process, starting with a lot of themes, a lot of ideas, a lot of footage, and then gradually, working with Alan, the director, on figuring out what the beats of the story were and really simplifying to a degree, just kind of getting the overall message of Asleep at the Wheel.
If you could boil that down to what is the message of Asleep at the Wheel?
They wanted to show their generation that country music could be relevant and cool, subtracting all the other baggage that it had at the time, right? And so I think that's what they continue to do, is sort of being torch carriers for Western swing.
So where can we see more of your work, and then how can people connect with you?
Yeah, so you can see more of our work at artsandlabor.co, and then also through the Society for the Preservation of Texas Music.
Great. Well, thank y'all so much for joining us here today. It was a pleasure learning about y'all and how we found our sounds.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.